Salvation's Grip is a new exotic grenade launcher introduced as part of the Beyond Light expansion this week. So this is a prototype weapon made by the Fallen that can shoot Stasis Crystals and freezes everything it touches. It's fun, unique, and definitely something you should be looking at getting as early as possible in your Beyond Light journey. So the following is a guide for how to get Salvation's Grip in Destiny 2. And don't forget, if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button down below for all the latest Destiny 2 content, and there's going to be a lot of content over the coming days and weeks, and hit that bell to get notifications too. So first things first, on your journey to get Salvation's Grip, you're going to need to complete the main campaign in Beyond Light. So given that, this exotic is only going to be available for players who've purchased Beyond Light DLC. So what you want to do is run through the campaign by heading to Europa, and once you've finished, you can start your journey on the quest to get Salvation's Grip. So once you've completed the campaign, you want to head to the tower and have a chat with Drifter. So he's got word of a new prototype weapon that the Fallen are experimenting with, and he thinks it's a good idea to take it off their hands. What you want to do is pick up the quest called the Stasis Prototype, and then it's on to the next step of the quest. So first up, you have to defeat 10 Fallen Captains and 10 Fallen Servitors on Europa. And there are a few ways you can do this, either by doing public events on Europa or by checking out Lost Sectors. However, there is a way that you can double up on completing activities here to make progress nice and efficient once you finish the main campaign. So after the regular Beyond Light campaign, Variks has some new quests for you. And these include quests called Reclaiming Europa, Empire's Fall, and the Dark Priestess. And the steps here are mainly on Europa, and you're going to encounter plenty of Fallen Captains and Servitors along the way. So rather than doing these quests separately, I just picked up Variks' quests and cracked on with them. At the same time, I picked up the Stasis Prototype quest from Drifter. So this isn't mandatory at all, you can do them separately, but it's going to save you some time for sure. The next step of the quest, you have to defeat one of Eramis's council members in an Empire hunt. So once again, if you've picked up the Variks quest, then you'll face off against some of Eramis's council in the post-campaign questline, so it's going to be nice and quick to complete both. And the Empire hunts open up once you've completed Variks' quests, and that includes Reclaiming Europa, Empire's Fall, and again the Dark Priestess. So the Empire hunts can be tricky, so make sure you've leveled accordingly. You probably want to be around the soft cap of 1200 by this point to help you, otherwise it's going to be tough, especially if you're going to go in solo. So once you've done that, it's time to go on to the next step of the quest. And the next step is to defeat 100 enemies with stasis abilities. And here you can choose your best method for killing a lot of enemies, so you can either go to public events or Lost Sectors, anywhere where you can find a lot of enemies. One tip I have here is to find a public event that hadn't started and then use the rally flag to get your super and then walk to a public event in progress. That way you can save a lot of time without having to wait to generate your super. I also had Traveller's Chosen, and that is an exotic sidearm from Season of Arrivals, and I'd use this to help refill my grenade and melee stasis abilities nice and quickly. So the next step of the quest is to meet up with Spider's associate in the Lost Sector called Concealed Void. And this is the Lost Sector found in the Asterian Abyss on Europa. So run through the Lost Sector as you normally would, killing the boss at the end, and then you'll find Spider's associate hiding out near the final chest. So kneel down, have a chat with him, and he should give you some codes. So now you've got the codes, go back to the tower and have a chat with Drifter. So for the next step of the quest, this is a heist, and you have to complete the mission called Stealing Stasis. So you're going to run right into the heart of a Fallen base and steal Salvation's Grip, and then make your way out of there. So Spider helps you along the way, and Ghost does a pretty good impression of Drifter. It's a really cool mission, especially with the aspect of stealing a weapon and then having to make a getaway. So Ghost remarks in the mission that he's pretty fed up of hacking terminals, and I'm not surprised given he's been doing it for about 6 years. But it's a really cool mission overall, and I would recommend doing this quest just to experience that mission. So once you've finished the Stealing Stasis mission, then head back to the tower and go and speak to Drifter to complete the final step. And he says he's pretty jealous and he wants you to bring it into Gambit sometime and test it out. Well, that is it for the quest, and it's pretty straightforward, to be honest. The only thing to watch out for is to make sure you've leveled accordingly and not be too underpowered. And if you're going to go down the route of doing Varax's quest to help you out with the fallen captains and the servitors, then you're going to want to be near the soft cap. There are a few boss fights in there. While very cool, they're going to be tough if you're under the soft cap, so try and level yourself to be around 1200 or 1210 beforehand to make it nice and easy for you. Well, that is the quest. Let's check out the weapon. So Salvation's Grip is an exotic power grenade launcher that shoots stasis, and the perks on the weapon are Cryo Cannon, so this weapon's projectiles create stasis crystals and freeze nearby targets, and we've also got Flash Freeze too, so charging this weapon increases the freeze radius and the amount of stasis crystals created. So basically, hold down the button and you're going to increase the amount of stasis fired out of the cannon. In terms of the stats, it's got 47 for stability, 52 for handling, 32 for reload speed, 39 for velocity and 30 for the blast radius. It's a 120 rounds per minute grenade launcher with 8 in the magazine, and I've used it in PvE a little bit and it seems really fun, although I don't know how effective it's going to be in the endgame. Whether it's going to be useful in PvP, I don't know, given you most likely have a subclass of stasis by now and can create the same effects with a well-placed grenade. And it remains to be seen whether it's going to be useful or not in PvP. It's definitely going to shake things up for sure, but I'm not really sure if it's going to be a viable weapon. One thing that is useful is the ability to create platforms. So given it has 8 in the magazine, I imagine we're going to see people use this to get to new places and perhaps even old places in the game where they couldn't get before. Overall, the weapon is good fun and I recommend running through the quest, especially to experience that final mission where you have to steal the weapon. So let me know down in the comments what you think of Salvation's Grip. Do you think it's going to be useful, or do you think it's a bit of a stasis novelty at this point? Let me know down there in the comments. And just before we go today, I wanted to let you know about some merch I've launched. There are a bunch of t-shirts, hoodies, socks and stickers, and also masks available, and there's a custom pixel art logo design for This Week in Video Games, plus a glitched out version too. All are available in a range of colours and sizes, so if you enjoy This Week in Video Games content and want to support the channel, then consider buying some of the merch. Links to the store are down below, but now let's get back to the video. Well, that is it for this guide on how to get Salvation's Grip, and thank you so much for watching. For more Destiny 2 content like this, hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to This Week in Video Games. If you want to join the community, check out the Discord link in the description, or you can follow me on Twitter at TWIVG Podcast. If you enjoyed this video or found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out these other videos on the channel. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.